And we are live, and welcome to
Power
our
Couples
Hangout. I'm Bren.
Hi, Mike.
And our power couples are Brian and Felicia White.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Great to see you guys again. We are glad to be back. We have a great topic tonight, I think, for anybody who's in an online business or really any business. I think this is going to be a great topic. It's all about the importance of blogging with your business. So you want to stay through till the end. You have 4 very experienced bloggers here that are going to give you all the tips and tools related to blogging. So if you've ever wanted to start a blog, or if you have a business or a service online, this is definitely going to be great information. So grab a pen and a piece of paper. You're going to want to take notes. So I just want to say before we get started, we had not had our Power Couples Hangout last week, and I just kind of want to mention how grateful I am. My dad had passed away last week, and I just want to mention that I'm so grateful for so many things. And number one is just having amazing friends like Brian and Felicia, and family in my life. And of course, you know, Mike has been a saint over this last week. We traveled up to Wisconsin, and I got to be with my dad when he died, and I got to stay for the service. And I kind of, part of the reason that I'm bringing this up is you know, number one is just how grateful I am. And the other thing I want to say is that you know, we have this opportunity here that we do with our online business and being able to work from anywhere. And last week it was just so apparent to me just how amazing it was, because my sister called me and she said, you know, he's not doing well. He had an episode, and can you get in the car basically tonight and drive up to Wisconsin from Ohio? Just get here as soon as you can. And, you know, I told Mike, and, you know, we had the ability to just pack everything in the car. We just threw some suitcases together, put it in the car, and we're able to drive through the night. And we didn't have to worry about, you know, whether or not we had to, you know, check with anyone, or, you know, we had this freedom to be able to stay as long as we wanted to, go up there and, you know, be there with my family. And I was able to have this opportunity to spend a couple days with my dad, and I was actually there when he passed away. And, you know, those are the kinds of things that you really just can't, you know, money, there's no price on that. And I just want to start out just by saying that, you know, that just more than ever, I just feel so blessed to be able to be in this position and be surrounded with that. So it was just so apparent to me last week in a huge way. You know, we talk about this almost every Power Couples Hangout about, you know, just different situations like that. And a lot of our guest Power Couples have brought that up, you know, just with different situations, like Kevin Souza on the last one, I think it was, said that he reconnected with his brother he'd never met before because of the online business. And it just, I don't know, I can't say enough how it's affected my life and the freedom to be able to do what we were able to do last week. So, and with that, I just wanted the opportunity to be able to share that with anybody out there that, you know, may be thinking about this, or, you know, going through a similar situation, just the importance of that. But so we're going to talk tonight about blogging, and I know this is one of Mike's favorite subjects. It's like, don't get him started about the importance of blogging.
Where's my soapbox?
Yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, when we blog, we try to blog daily, and we're pretty consistent about it. And he's the one that's kind of like, you know, cracking the whip. And, you know, because I'm like, you know, we try to trade off, because we blog about different things. I'm more law of attraction and motivation, and Mike does a lot of the technical side of it. So, you know, we kind of try to trade off, and he's the one that's always kind of like, okay, you know, we're gonna get these blogs out. And although I love doing it, it's just sometimes I need that little extra motivation. So
I feel you. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And he's the same way. So that's too funny.
It is. And that's kind of what the beauty of being able to work together with your significant other, because you kind of play off each other's strengths and weaknesses. But you guys are amazing bloggers, and I read your blogs consistently, and you guys are, maybe let's just start out, because I'd really love to, maybe if you guys could share your story a little bit for people that might not know who you are, and just maybe a little bit relating to the blog aspect. So I think I'll turn it over to you guys.
Okay. Well, we initially got started back in 2009 when we both lost our jobs within 9 months of each other, and we were looking for something else, something different, something where we could work together, because we really love spending time together. And our jobs that we were in, I was office manager and he was in telecommunication installer. We were just kind of, on different schedules, and I was traveling sometimes, and just, it was hard to have that quality family time, not just with him, but with our kids and grandkids. So we were looking for a better way where we could have that quality family time, and that good, quality spent together as a couple, where we could have a bigger vision and do something greater and make an impact on the world. So that's when we started looking into, the internet, the home business, arena, that we could, try different things. And he found something, and we just jumped right in. We took our first unemployment check and just did it. Just got started right away. And even though we didn't stay, we were there for with that company for a year and a half, it still was such a great learning experience. That's when we first started learning about blogging. But what's funny is back then, it took us, almost 3 months to get our WordPress blog up and going, because we had to know all these codes, we had to do these plugins. There was just so much involved in it, customizing it, doing everything, that it was a nightmare, really. It was great because we started to learn how to brand ourselves, how to attract people versus, being the hunter that goes after people, things like that. So we learned a lot, and it's great because that carried over to what we're doing now with this blogging platform that we're involved, in the company that we're involved with. It's so much easier because it's plug and play. It's literally plug and play, and there's so many great things to it. It'll give you titles, ideas of what to blog about. There's so many things that could go on and on as to the benefits, but it's just funny how we started out here and we did whatever it took to get that blog up and going, even though it was a nightmare, even though it gave us headaches and, caused a lot of stress. We still put in the work and did it and got it up and going, got involved in a blogging tribe where we could comment on each other's blogs and get that authority going, build up credibility, and to get a following of people. And so that was really cool, and that's something that we're doing still today. So there's some things that we still do today that we did back then, and then there's other things that are brand new and awesome because it makes everything so super simple for someone who just wants to get in and get started right away. So that's pretty much it. I hope I didn't ramble too much, but I was trying to get to the key points. Do you have anything to add? Or okay. So
that's great. And I think for those people that might be considering starting to blog, I think, I actually spoke with someone who's new to our team today, and she, feels like, oh, I've never been a writer, and, I don't necessarily know how to communicate that way or what to say. Do you guys remember, when you guys, when we all first started blogging, and, because we started 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, and we didn't know what a blog meant.
Right.
I kind of thought, it was like something a college student, if they went, you know, through Europe with a backpack, they might start. I mean, I was like as much as they do, and they'd start something online, you know, to document what they were doing. But that was it. So I guess I kind of just want to throw that out for everybody is for those people that, you know, they would love to do what we're doing, or, you know, to promote a business or a service online, and they, you know, realize the power of putting content out there daily and blogging every day. But at the same time, they're questioning whether or not they have the ability to do it, or if they feel like they've never been a writer and those kinds of things. I think to just let people know where we started, and I would never be considered a writer. In my family, my sister wants to write a book, and she's an incredible writer and that kind of thing. But when you're writing in this form, when it's conversational and you're doing it in this way, it's not like you typically think of, I have to sit down and write an essay. So maybe we could just throw that out for everybody, remembering when you first started, and maybe some things that help you stay consistent, and the importance of blogging. So
I think for me, it came down to, and I think for most people I talk to, it's the ideas. Where do I start off with ideas for a blog? And now I answer that question. I wish I had someone kind of give me the advice that I had when I first started. Is come up with a theme, an idea, what you want to have for your blog. What do you want to focus on? Like I know Brian and Felicia, they focus on law of attraction, motivation, and that's their theme, and they fine tune it down to particular like a niche inside that, where really it was based on their interests. So it can be anything and related to your business. For instance, I was just writing something about that on a blog post just yesterday, was if you have say you have an idea of what you want your business, you know what your business is, maybe I'll give you an example, say it's lawn care. Well, you're in lawn care, there's so many things you can write about lawn care, giving advice to people that people will be eventually searching for online. And you have an endless amount of information. Plus, if you're doing research and learning more about lawn care, becoming the expert, you're never going to have a loss for information, things you want to, what you can write about, because each thing you learn about produce possibly several different topics you can blog about, and then you can be the one being found on Google and get the organic traffic that way.
Yeah, and like Felicia mentioned, we have a system that's basically plug and play. So really, you know, it's not like you have to, you know, go in Word. Well, that's how I start out, but you know, you can basically it takes all the effort out of it. All you have to do is have the idea, have something passionate that you want to communicate to someone else, and then plug it into a system that's already set up for you. So, you know, in that way, it couldn't be any easier. So, and the other thing that comes to mind too is, you know, there are people out there, the lady that I was talking to today is a stay-at-home mom, and she said, you know, I'm just a mom. I stay at home, and, you know, I can't think of anything kind of like interests or passions. And I said, that's it. You know, you are a stay-at-home mom, and there are so many moms that, you know, they either are at home or they would like to be home with their kids. And so, you know, when you develop that network and you are spreading the word about what you're doing, it's like you're morally and ethically obligated, as Paul Gardner would say, to get the word out there about what's possible. And that's through finding your niche, finding the people that, you know, you resonate with and are waiting to hear the information that you have to share. So if you're feeling like, okay, well, what do I write about? You know, what do you talk to your friends about, or what do you do every day? Or
what do people come for advice from? What do you love to give? What do you like to talk about to your friends that they can't get you to shut up about? That's usually the best thing around.
I love that. And here, I have to share this because this just recently happened. I went to a new place. We're kind of in a smaller town. We live in a lake community, but the town around us it's a smaller town. And I wanted to get my hair cut. So I'm like looking online, you know, for good haircut places, good salons. And this one came up and it had some great reviews, but it didn't have a website. And so there were like no prices, and it didn't show like the full scale of what all they offered, like all the different services they offered. So when I went in, I went ahead and I went because of, you know, the couple of great reviews that I saw. And the girl that cut my hair, she was amazing. She was so sweet and awesome. I just have to say that. But I told her, I was like, you really need a website. You really need a blog. You need to like showcase your services, what you're doing, because you have a lot of followers. You have a lot of people who, you know, have had great experiences with you guys. So you need to showcase that and showcase your products and services. So that was huge, you know, because I was looking for that and I couldn't find it. And so that's a real need. That's a need, you know, for customers and for them as a business. They need, you know, they have this like a Facebook fan page, and it had great stuff going on, and then they just stopped. So there's where the consistency comes in too. That's so important, because they had great engagement going on their fan page, and then they just stopped. So people are wondering, like, what happened? Did the business go under? No, it's still there and it's thriving. But people need to know that it's thriving. People need to see that, you know, the before and after pictures and all that stuff, you know, make it fun and engaging. So that, I just had to put that out there, that's why blogging is so important for both the business and the customers.
Yeah, the blog is a great place to showcase your products or your services, for sure.
Right.
Yeah. And in fact, I was just I guess a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a gun shop who were interested in promoting more online and getting more business online. And kind of interesting, the solutions we came up with were doing videos, embedding those in blog posts about taking guns apart, cleaning them, and putting them back together again. So you got 3 blog posts right there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
People are searching for that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that way you get pop up in search results, and so suddenly they're going to be looking at you. Oh, look, okay, they got all this great information. And there's one guy who's going to kind of a crude guy. They were joking he should do it because he'd be the most entertaining guy to watch doing this. And so they would do that, and then so they're going to build some videos, and then they're going to have to embed them in the blog post, so people will find them. Can't help but find them. We develop a following because it can be fun to watch, and then of course there'll be a link to the website and there'll be, or from the video, but also the embedded videos in the blog, and so it's game over at that point.
And you bring up, you know, the crude guy. You know, it's like that's another thing that I talked about with this lady is that, you know, your personality, you know, your uniqueness and being raw, or, you know, whoever you are, you know, expressing yourself in that way is, I think, what is attracting to other people, because it's like a reality show, you know, we want to know like the real you, the raw you know, and if you can communicate that through a video or a blog or through your writing, and you're writing in a very kind of conversational way, I think that's what attracts me to a lot of blogs, to you guys, you know, following you guys. And I feel like, you know, your personality comes through in what you're saying. It's like we're having a conversation. And so I think that, you know, sometimes the cruder, the better, you know, maybe.
Well, it depends, right? Because
it does depend, because each person, some people are going to resonate with you and some don't. So it's just, you know, a matter of, you're going to attract basically who you are or who you want to work with, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you put out positive thoughts and positive energy, you're going to attract those kind of people back. If you just complain all the time about this, that, and the other, that's who you're going to attract back to you as well, because they're going to resonate with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna, you know, we usually ask this question with guest power couples, but I'm just gonna ask for Brian and Felicia, like you're our guest power couple.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you guys. So if you could, where you are now, go back to when you first started blogging, like what advice would you give yourself when you guys first started? What would you tell yourself?
Wow.
Tough question, isn't it?
That's it, because it is tough, because we're so grateful for everything that all the things that we went through. Like, we don't regret any of it. We wouldn't take any of it back, because it got us to where we are now. And we took some of those work ethics, and we're still carrying those on. Like, we didn't quit when the going got hard, and we were trying to set up that blog for 3 months that we could have easily just been like, forget this is ridiculous, and just given up, but we still kept going. So that consistency, the determination, the perseverance, all that carried through. We still have those same attributes, but what would you, that's tough.
I think some of our, when we first started blogging, we were trying to be too professional.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Because we
we were writing that way. So now we don't do that. Now we write like we're talking, just like you're talking to somebody. People are going to relate to that more than trying to sound all.
Yeah, I even say the weirdest flea-isms since my nickname's Flea. I have my own isms. Like I say really funky things sometimes, but I don't care because that's how I talk, But that's a great one, B, because that is true. Like when we first started, we were following Ray Higdon, who is amazing. I'm sure you know who Ray is. For those who don't know, he's an amazing leader in our industry and profession. He's multi-millionaire. Him and his wife Jessica are amazing, and so we followed them, and they say like model who people who have what you want. So we did model them, but maybe a little too closely to where we were holding back on who we were. So yeah, that's a great one. That you want to follow people and model them, but not so much to where you're giving up a piece of yourself and trying to be someone you're not at the same time, because that's not right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I love it. Yeah, right. Do you have anything you want to add to that, Mike?
Not to that one there,
Okay.
but one of the things too, the importance of blogging is actually building that trust. Because if you're blogging on a regular basis, now again, blogs to me, the main purpose of a blog, in my opinion, is to collect emails. Okay, because if you have emails, you send them to your blog post, you can promote to them, you can give your latest offers, tell them anything you have going on, promotions, whatever. But once you have that email that you send to your blog, you start by having your blog. And Chocolate has
Chocolate. Dog, for those who don't know.
It's just to build that trust, right? Because now, if you're collecting the emails and you don't lose them, because otherwise, if you don't collect their emails right away, they're going to be gone and not find your site again. But as you're collecting those emails, sending to your blog on a regular basis, you're actually start building that trust because they get to know you more, because they're learning more. You're learning that you're an authority. They see you more often, become familiar with you, get to know your personality. It's kind of funny that after a while, like Bren and I have found, that people get to know you. They say, oh yeah, I know you do this, this, and this, and this. And we haven't met them, but apparently they know everything about us.
Right. Yep. That's exactly what happens. You're building your confidence too through doing that. You're building your confidence because what you learn by doing, and the more you do, the better you get at it. And so you're building your confidence, you're building those relationships, and you're making sales in the process. So yeah, that's a great point, Mike, that you brought up.
And then
excellent.
Maybe we could talk a little bit about tips for content, because I know you guys, the reason that, we kind of connected is because I really resonated with a lot of your video, and you guys have some great ideas as far as reading something, inspirational, and then, talking about that. And I really like that you put a video in your blogs, and just maybe we could all give a couple tips on related to content and things that have worked really well for us. I know for us, we kind of like monitor which blogs get the most traffic, and it's kind of interesting. I did this blog on Facebook Wisdom app way back, and it was just, I learned a little bit about this app. And so, I felt like I was, just kind of a slight authority on it. And so I wrote what I knew about it and blogged about it. And it's just been one of our most popular blogs. So sometimes it's something as simple as, you find out something that might be helpful for somebody in an online business, or, something simple like that. And you do a little tutorial, or you write a little something about it related to what, what your niche is. And I know for us, that's been some of our most popular blogs. And
yeah, absolutely. It just for content is once you have your niche, once you have a focus, and you know your target audience, as you learn things, as people ask you questions, your customers ask you questions, as you're learning things, you're going to have an endless supply of things to write about. for me, myself, I find is that I don't have enough time to write everything that I'm thinking now. I know when I first started, it was really difficult. I didn't know what to write, but now I don't have enough time to write at all.
Yeah.
That's so true. We did start out like struggling, and then you're like, yeah, this is just flowing so well that you can't stop. I get that. It's awesome.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean,
I love how you guys will take like a chapter, you'll have a book that you're reading, and you'll, you know, break it down into, you know, into sections, you know, a chapter or two, and then, you know, then
yeah,
talk
we've done that several times now, and it's a great way to get, like, you know,
people
10 to 15 blogs out of one book.
Yeah, it does. It is a great way to get the content out in your own way too, because although you're reading straight from the book, you're still doing it, or you have your own concept of how their perspective of what you read, and that can translate over to someone else who feels that way too. And like, here's the thing: a lot of people think, "Well, I don't know anything. Why would anybody want to listen to me? I don't know anything." But like your example, Bren, is great because you can take one little thing, and you might think it's not a big deal. It could be something like so super simple, like how to set up your email, or how to, you know, set up your autoresponder. I mean, things that, you know, when you've been in the home business industry, you know, but you didn't know at first, right? You started out just like babies who are learning to walk and crawl and eat, you know, with a spoon. You didn't know how to eat with a spoon. You're like this, trying to eat, get it in your mouth, you know, because you're learning. And so that's the same thing when you learn something. Somebody out there doesn't know. So you may think it's dumb or no one cares, but they do. And so that little thing that you said, you got a lot of great response to, and you should, because there's a lot of people who don't know what you know. So anything, that's you know, for anyone out there, no matter what niche you're into, just whatever you learn, share it. Share it, because people are going to eat that up and love it.
Yeah, one of our videos that had just thousands and thousands of views on our old channel was how to forward a domain, which now seems like something super, super simple.
Well, a lot of people don't even know what a domain is.
Say it again.
What was it again?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, it was about how to forward a domain.
Okay. Okay.
Which seems super simple, you know, to us now, but I mean, it just had thousands and thousands of views because people don't know how to, you know,
they don't even know what a domain is.
Right, or forwarding it, masking it,
yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
a friend of ours did how to clean your cache on your computer, and he did one for each of the different browsers. I can't even. He's had tens of thousands of hits just from that.
I believe it. I mean, it's like you said, that guy that how to clean your gun. I mean, people are looking. They want how-to stuff. They love. Those are probably the highest views there are the how-to stuff. People want to see video tutorials that walk them through step by step by step. They don't want to just, oh, you'll figure it out, or be told something verbally. A lot of people are visual, so they need to see it and, you know, go through the process with you while pausing and stopping it and all that, you know. So
that's the thing about doing the blog too, because I've done this, is where you do the video, and then you also, because not everybody likes video, you also do pictures, progress in the way. You put those in your blog post. You have the video, you have the pictures, you put text in there, and that's an easy blog post right there.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a great thing too. I'm glad you brought that up, because you're right. If you're not into the video part of it, those pictures are just as important as anything in your blog, because people are visual, and if you want them to stay on your post, which you do, you want them to stay on there, then you have to put things that will keep them, you know, it's appealing to them. It's going to entertain them, or it's going to educate them. It's got to be something of value. That's the biggest tip of the whole night from all four of us, is to value, deliver value, no matter.
I remember changing my with my computer outside by my car, learning how to change the headlight. Because my car is really complicated changing the headlights on it. So I actually had the video playing on a blog on my laptop sitting on my car while I was doing it.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
We have, oh,
it's evergreen too. You know,
yeah.
it's like, you know, once you have your content, and as long as you know you have it saved, and you know, it's forever. And you know, we've had people go back to stuff that we posted 2 years ago, and it's not like you have to keep reposting it. It's always out there. It's always evergreen. It's always working for you.
And it's yours. It's not somebody, at least with our blogging platform that the four of us are involved with, it's ours. We don't have to worry about it being shut down. It's not a WordPress that's going to be shut down because they don't like the content. They don't like the fact that we're monetizing and making money with it. Or like Blogger or the other ones out there. This is ours. So it's self, you know, hosted, and it's, so you're right. It's not just evergreen, but it's ours. So it'll always be there.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, I think this was great. And maybe Brian and Felicia, if there's people that are watching that want to know more information about the system that we're using, maybe you can let people know where they can get more information.
Well, sure. We'll just get back to the person who invited you here. And if you're watching this on one of our blogs, there should be a link underneath this video to check out what we're doing to create freedom in our lives. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining us for the Hangout. Thank you to everyone who's watched either live or on the replay. And we had these Power Couple Hangouts every Thursday at 7 p.m. And I'm just going to do a little teaser for next Thursday. You're definitely going to want to you know, keep your eye out for our next episode, because it's going to be really fun and really exciting. And so with that, we'll just say good night, everybody, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Have a terrific one. Bye.
Bye.